Okay, here we go. This is going to be the smallest podcast ever, isn't it? So, all right, here we go. I was kind of interested to see like what happens if we did a podcast a little different, like with less people or something. So, all right, here we go. Hey everyone, and welcome to the 35th episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I'm only here with Michael.
Hey guys.
Yeah,
the special edition.
Yeah, this is the special podcast. As always, you can check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes. And you can tweet at us at WAITSB Podcast on Twitter. And Michael saw this. I just recently started putting up podcast quotes. So hashtag Boat Podcast Quote to see the funny things that we say on this podcast. So we're moving up in the world.
There's lots of great quotes that like sound even better taken out of context.
I know. I was actually like really enjoying doing that. Like when I was listening to the podcast, anytime I heard something that I thought was just like no context, like all the sociopath stuff that I posted. I thought that was funny. So we post those on our Twitter and on our Facebook page. So go like those pages so that you get all the cool quotes. What else? I had an intro like all kind of figured out before, and now I just kind of like stumble through it.
Like what happens when it's time. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do this thing, and it's like, all right, time to do the thing, and then it doesn't work.
Are you? Have you done much public speaking before? Do you think that that's something you're very good at?
I've done public speaking, and I'm okay at it. And I always feel like I'm gonna do better before I do it. Like, I definitely do that thing where you try to fill up time and you just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm like the opposite. I feel like I get super, super nervous beforehand. I'm like, oh no. I do think I'm more prepared though. Like when I get on stage, I realize how not prepared I am.
Yep.
Like I write down all these notes and I'm like, I got this. I'm good. And I get up there and it's like, oh no, I'm not good.
One of my favorite quotes, it's like, if you need me to speak for 3 hours, give me 15 minutes. So if I have to speak for 15 minutes, give me 3 hours. Like, it's so much harder to put your thoughts down into something succinct and easy to like grasp than it is to have 3 hours to talk.
I was talking to someone about something similar to that, kind of comparing the old media and new media. So, old media is like news and movies and magazines and radio and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And new media is like podcasts and YouTube and sort of Netflix. I guess I would consider Netflix there too. And how the podcast art has like really taken what couldn't ever work before and made it work. So for example, a lot of interviews would be like a 30-minute long interview, and then they would chop it up to 5 minutes to kind of tell a story, and then that's the news. 5 minutes. Yeah. But with a podcast, it's like you can literally sit and listen to a 3-hour long conversation between two really smart people, like on Joe Rogan's podcast or something.
Yeah. It's funny because like podcasts are kind of like a techie thing, but it's literally just the radio. Like it's just the radio on the internet. It's not anything new. Like there's no new technology that was made for this. It's just microphones.
Yeah. Recording software. I feel like it's like more accessible now. Like more people can do it. Just kind of like YouTube, because YouTube is technically like, well, I guess YouTube's like, in of itself, YouTube's not like a TV show or a movie, but it gives normal people the ability to share stuff really quickly, which creates a ton of competition, which is interesting. Yeah. And like fads grow and die so quickly now because of that. But so I was explaining to them though that I think it's interesting that we are kind of said to like our generation has like no attention span.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's selective, because I can listen to a 3-hour long podcast and I know people that'd be like, oh, 3 hours? I can't listen to that. That's too long,
Yeah.
But
I think it depends though, because like usually if I do something like I listen to podcasts a lot while I'm doing something subcognitive. So if I'm like driving or usually driving or cooking or trying to go to sleep or something like that, like I'll listen to a podcast because you don't have to actively do anything, but you're also doing something else at the same time.
Right.
Because if you just try to sit, like I would never just sit there and listen to a podcast. Like I have to be working or like driving or something, because otherwise you're just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I really like that aspect of it because like I was explaining to somebody once where I was like, look, if you read a book, you have to hold it, you have to look at it. Okay, you can't do anything while you're reading a book, right? You can't drive, you can't like make food, you can't go to the grocery store, whatever, you know. With a podcast, you can though. Like I could be sitting on a porch looking at the sunset, listening to a podcast.
Yep.
But I can't do that with like a book because I have to look at the dumb book and I have to like hold my hands a certain way. And like with a podcast, I could just like lie down on my bed and listen to it.
That's what I love about podcasting and driving. You can just like do whatever you want. You don't have to like. I get tired of music sometimes because sometimes during music you just get lost in thoughts. But if you have something to think about, like someone's talking about new ideas, and you can go, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Like I think about that.
What is that comic where the guy's like, "Don't let the existential dread set in. Don't let it set in."
Yep.
It's like that. Like you're listening to music and you start sweating. Oh no.
You're just like,
like,
oh yeah, like
podcast on.
Yeah, it's like the song's like everything sucks. You're like everything does suck.
Nah! You're like this song is true.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah. It's like the car radio song by 21 Pilots. Like writing in silence is almost worse than writing with music, I think. Well, I love writing with music.
Do you, when you listen to podcasts in your car, do you just plug in your phone into the radio?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I was talking to someone about this the other day too. This like all these past conversations. I feel like I do every single thing ever fast. There's nothing that I do slow. Like when I'm getting out of the car, I'm like let's get out of this thing. Like I like move really quickly. And so when it comes to things like the podcast, I don't want to have to take my phone out or unplug my headphones from my phone, put my phone in, plug it in, turn the radio on, push the power, turn the volume up, and then, you know, do that all that.
Yeah.
That mess.
So you just wear headphones the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, man.
Why?
Because you can't hear the traffic.
Well, I mean, they're like the iPhone headphones, so it's like they're not. It's not like I've got Bose like noise canceling.
Sometimes I'll use iPhone headphones. Like I'll keep it in my right ear, so that way I don't know if it's illegal to drive with headphones. I feel like it is.
It probably is, but I mean, I just leave it in my right ear, so it's like I can't see it.
Exactly. But plus you live in Seattle. Everything's legal in Seattle.
What's the difference? Like, there's no difference between having like one headphone in and having the radio on.
I think there is because depending on the quality of the headphones, they cut out other sound and you can't hear it as well. Like if there's like a speaker nearby and then like a person yelling, you can hear both of them kind of. If you have headphones in your ears,
a person yelling, it's like someone's not they're not honking the horn. They're just like, hey, out the car window.
Basically, yeah. But no, you know, like it's like headphones literally block the sound from getting into your ears. It's not just competing with other sound waves; it's competing with material.
I think that I could make an argument that that's not necessarily the case. I mean, it
depends on the headphones.
Technically, there's certain headphones that I would say are not good, like the ones with the rubber.
Yeah.
That like block everything out.
Like iPhone headphones are great. That's actually why I love them because you can do other things. You can like walk around. You don't have to worry about someone like sneaking up on you because they don't block any sound out. Mm-hmm. So you can still hear everything that's going on.
Yeah, and I've said that before too. Like when I was looking for another pair of headphones, like when I was moving away from iPhone headphones, like I wanted to see about getting like some Bluetooth ones.
Yeah.
And I don't like the iPod or the iPhone Bluetooth headphones. I think they look kind of stupid. They just look stupid. I don't know why they look stupid.
Because it's just a regular earbud without a cable. They didn't like add anything new. They just
but why does it look dumb? I feel like that shouldn't look dumb.
It looks incomplete, I think, because it just like also they like stick out of your ears, kind of like little toothpicks.
Yeah, I think that's what I don't like. I don't like that they stick out. Like I feel like they're like little antennas.
I think they were supposed to look like you're still wearing headphones, but they just don't sit in your ear right.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. But basically, I went in to buy like another pair of headphones, and I didn't want headphones that were like rubber. I was like, I want to be able to hear because then here's what happens. I keep one in.
Give me the crappiest headphones you have.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, you know, because I'll put one in, and then I have like a little like shirt clamp that goes on the wire, so I hook that to my shirt so that like the wire's not like tugging around as I walk, so it just kind of sits there. And I'll just put the one in, push the little play button on the iPhone speaker, and then like if someone walks up and starts talking to me, I can just pause it and pull it out really quick.
Yeah,
you know,
easy.
And that seems to work for me.
It's hard to find the right crappy headphones. I think I told you guys before, like, I keep buying headphones from Five and Below because I don't like to wear expensive headphones while working out or like walking around, because for one thing, you can't hear anything. Two, I don't want to get sweat all up in them and like drop them or something, or the cable gets like kind of kinked in my pocket and it messes them up. But like, I don't want to spend more than like $5 on crappy headphones. So I just keep getting crappy headphones and I'm always disappointed. I'm always like, oh, maybe this one will be a little bit better, but it's not.
It's like going to McDonald's and buying a hamburger. Like maybe
dude,
this hamburger will be better than the last one.
I've had that experience. I haven't eaten at McDonald's in like a year or two because of that.
Yeah, we've brought up McDonald's a couple times on this podcast, especially on the end of the year. I was thinking about like cereal the other day, like
the food or the podcast.
Yeah, there's a podcast called Cereal.
Yeah, I think it's about serial killers. I never heard it, but apparently it's really popular.
Cereal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like with an S.
I haven't listened to it. But I was thinking about it, and you know, we get into these for the audience. We basically have a Facebook group chat that we use where everyone on the podcast kind of talks. And actually, hold up, I was just thinking about this. We went between Wednesday and Thursday because it worked for more people on Wednesday. Whoops.
Apparently not.
Apparently that was a lie. But anyway, so I was thinking we talk about nutrition sometimes and dieting, and one of the big things is carbs. Everyone's talking about carbs right now. And I was just thinking about how much sugar and stuff is in the different cereals and the different cereals I used to eat, you know, because people are saying like, oh, for breakfast you should have bacon and eggs and like, you know, not sugary stuff. And like for breakfast every day when I was a kid, it was just like Frosted Flakes and sugar.
Oh yeah. You know? Dude, my mom wouldn't let me have sugary cereal for like 2 years because of Oprah. She did like a story on that.
Oprah
ruined everything. Oprah and like Dr. Oz like made it so I couldn't have any snacks.
But you said for 2 years. So did you win somehow?
She's eventually like stopped caring, I think. I don't know. I think
you were like really starting to annoy her and she was like, just go get that sugar.
When General Mills came out with whole wheat cereal, I think that's when she was okay with it because she loves whole wheat things. Like we always had whole wheat bread and stuff, like whole wheat pasta, like
whole wheat
rice.
It's like whole wheat with 15 cups of sugar in it.
Oh yeah, so you know it's good.
What is the go-to? Because some people are like, are you like a Lucky Charms person or a Pebbles
Reese's
person?
Puffs all the way. Reese's Puffs are so good.
Reese's Puffs are okay, but they're not the best.
They're pretty good. I think they're the best, but they are
better than Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes is like the default cereal. It's not even like it's just like blank cereal.
I think Frosted Flakes is one of my favorites.
No,
because of what you do is you eat the cereal and then the milk is like that sugar milk.
Yeah, but with Reese's Puffs, you eat the cereal and then you have chocolate milk.
Don't get me started on that because like there's some people I've seen them eat the cereal, bowl just goes in the sink with all the milk in it.
What?
I know.
So wasteful.
What a monster.
That's ridiculous.
I
used to have a bowl that had
horrible.
a straw built into it so I could drink the milk.
What?
It was awesome.
Did you ever have
while eating the cereal?
What?
Yeah.
Well, you mean like eat the cereal, drink the milk, not like
drink it out of the
at
straw.
the exact same time, like you're slurping the straw and like
pushing
it was cereal through the
shape, so cereal didn't really fit through there, unless it was like oats. They would sink to the bottom, but most.
I know that like. Were you ever like an oatmeal person?
Yeah, I eat oatmeal a lot.
Did you ever eat the dinosaur egg oatmeal?
That's the best one.
Yeah,
I used to take the eggs out. I used to take the eggs out before I microwaved it, and then I'd like put them back in and mix them in. That way they would like melt.
Wait a second. How do you make oatmeal? Like that instant oatmeal?
You would microwave it usually with milk.
Yeah, but milk. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
water. It's okay with water, but milk is just like it makes it so much more quality.
Yeah, we used to do that cereal with the eggs and milk, and we had. So here's what happened: we got strawberry oatmeal at one point, like with little strawberries in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then they didn't sell that at the store, so we got the dinosaur oatmeal, and it was like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" But then I was like, "Well, but wait, it's not strawberry. I want it to be strawberry," and so we just put strawberry syrup in it.
Nice.
Like the strawberry syrup you put in like on ice cream. So it's like
oh man,
brown,
breakfast
brown,
is really bad for you. Like,
Like,
every like
I wonder
breakfast
why my
food.
teeth are having problems.
Yeah, people go to coffee shops and get like a muffin for breakfast. Like
Even
it's just
muffin.
sugar and carbs.
It's literally a cake
Yep,
without frosting.
just slightly less sweet cake.
Yeah. American, man.
America.
This is why we're massive. So here's the thing, listeners. Everything on my notes they're all Shane's topics. He wanted to talk about, well, actually there's one. Actually, I have a question for you, Michael. So here's a question I actually wrote down that I was just curious about, and it may go nowhere, but I have a little bit of a rant about it.
All right, we'll
Would
see.
you date one of your bro's ex-girlfriends?
I haven't done this, but I've experienced
Oh,
this kind of situation.
You're like, well, actually, right now, I have an
No.
announcement to make.
Well, actually, wait, no, I did. My first girlfriend. Yeah, so
Whoa!
yeah, one of my best friends. He and I grew up together. He dated this girl that went to my church. They dated for a couple of weeks or maybe a couple months. I don't know. And then like a year or so later, I also dated her for like a month or two. I remember I didn't tell him.
Oh man, it was only
Which
for a
was-
month. Apparently, you weren't like that into her.
Yeah, I mean she broke up with me, and I was really sad.
Oh.
But like it was stupid anyway. It was like literally like relationships back then, at least for me, was you see them at church, you hug awkwardly at the beginning of church, and then you kind of stand around each other. Then you hug awkwardly at the end of
No,
church.
that's really funny. It's like you stand around each other. It's like your arms are kind of like just against each other. You're just
Yeah,
standing
it's
there.
like super awkward.
You're like, this is so romantic.
And I think I told him after she and I broke up that we were dating. But we were so close friends that he actually was really cool with it. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Like it's fine."
But to answer it,
No,
so
I
you
wouldn't.
did.
I
So
would
here's
not. I did. But I was
Never.
wrong.
never.
It depends on a lot of things. I actually have a friend who wanted me to date one of his exes. He's like, "Dude, you should totally date her. You guys would be great together." I'm like, "No, it's just so weird." I think
Wait. Okay, so hold up.
There's a lot I can say
What
about
is
this.
the case that would make you do it? Is there a case? Is there a hypothetical situation where you would do it, or you would just default to no every time unless some special case that you can't think of would happen?
I think there's exceptions. Like if you say you and I are in the same friend group, and like one of us dates a girl like within our friend group, right? And then you break up. It's not like a huge deal. Like you were together for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't, nothing bad happened. You just kind of were like, oh yeah, like we're not. It's not like a good match together.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think you could talk to the guy and be like, hey man, like I like this girl. I know you guys dated. Like, is this weird? And then you can talk about it from there and see where it goes. But it's a delicate situation. Also, like love is important too. Like if you're in love with somebody, you should be able to talk it out with your bro
see,
and work
that's
something out.
more of my. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I would never do it unless I had to.
There's a butt. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a butt coming.
I would because I would avoid it at all costs because I don't really want to go down that road because
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
just-
oh, he's
it's
my
messy.
friend and like but there are plenty of situations where I would though, because here's the thing. Okay,
I
so
would never. But like, okay, well, there's actually a lot of ways. If any of these other situations happen,
it's
I
one
would
of those things where it's
totally
like
do it.
I would never want to do it, and I would never. I don't think people. It should be avoided at all costs. But this kind of like you should never do it. No, not about that.
Yeah, I
one.
don't think it's a hard and
Because
fast rule.
Here's why. Because let's say I have this friend. We'll call him Chad. Okay, because Chad's we all hate Chad on this.
Chad's
podcast.
always a douchebag name. Dude, wait, a side note. I saw a sign for this realtor named Jathan. Like
What?
Nathan with the J. And I was like, dude, this is the most douchebag name I've ever seen. And I've heard of a guy named Chad and Jad.
Chad.
My friend knew a guy named Jad. Like J-A-D.
What's
What's
his
up,
name?
man? I'm Jad.
Chad.
Chad, dude.
It's like Chad, bro.
Like his name already is pronounced in the douchebag like skater
Yeah.
way. Hey, I'm Chad.
Oh,
That's it.
man. You're annoying me just
Anyway.
with that voice.
So Chad, what did
Thinking
Chad
about.
do?
So
What did
Chad,
Chad do? We'll call him
So
Chad.
let's say that Chad is my friend. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Chad goes nuts and just dates 50 girls.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
okay.
And then I find the perfect girl for me after going through all these girls that I don't like, and I find her. I find her.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, no, well, he raced and got her first, so no good. No, like, I'm not. That's stupid. Like,
That is stupid.
and especially because there's so many girls out there that I wouldn't date.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if I find one that I want to date, I'm dating her.
Wait, so is Chad your bro in this scenario? Like, are you guys close?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, dude. Like,
I think if he's a slut, it's not the same.
If you were my friend, Michael, let's say hypothetically, you're my
Hypothetically, if I
friend.
was your friend.
No, but like, what if? Okay, so what if I met one of the females you dated and she was perfect for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd let me do it, right?
It would depend.
Ooh,
Like,
really?
not necessarily on you, just like on my relationship.
It would be
with that girl.
weird.
It would definitely be weird. So like, okay,
if you
so,
dated like one of my ex-girlfriends, it'd be weird.
yeah.
But yeah, well,
I don't know, because like, all right, for instance, in the situation I mentioned earlier, like I had a good friend who dated this girl. We were all like friends together, and they broke up kind of because he was like, I don't know, he felt like they weren't supposed to be together or something. And but like I stayed her friend, and eventually like she came back in the friend group, and we were all friends again, and even her and her ex. We'll call him.
Wait.
Jathan.
Okay, so wait. This guy dated her. Then they
This guy
broke
dated
up.
her.
And
We'll call him
then
Jathan.
everyone was
We'll call her Sally. So Jathan dated Sally,
okay.
and then I was still friends with Sally and Jathan, and then eventually Sally joined back in the friend group with me and Jathan and our other friends. And then like he was like, "Hey man, like you and Sally be a good match. You should date her." And I was like, "No, dude, that'd be super weird. You guys dated for like
Why
a
would
while."
that be so weird? I don't think that'd be that weird for you.
I think it'd be weird. I don't know. It felt weird
What?
to me just thinking about it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like most most situations I'm like, oh, it's a female. It's fine.
That's a lady human. I like those. Well,
It
I
is
just
a
feel like
human woman.
the relationship between the two people, like it changes the dynamic. If you're not that close to a guy, and you're just kind of friends, and you like the girl he used to date, that's less bad, less weird. That's not someone you see all the time. But if it's like one of your best friends, then that's kind of weird.
I don't know. It's just so weird to me. Like, it would be so stupid if I finally found the right person and then everyone jumped in and be like, no, you can't date her because he got her first. Like, what? Well, wait, that's not fair. You know, just because somebody was like hasty and went nuts and now I can't find somebody that I'm interested in because this person was a psycho.
It's not necessarily the rules of like a group. It's also just like how it feels to be in
I think
it. If it
it's
doesn't
bro
bother
code.
anybody, then I think it's
I
fine.
think
It's bro code. But it's bro
literally
code
bro
because
code.
it sucks. Like it feels weird. Like imagine like, all right, if I dated Jathan's ex, like every time I would like kiss her or like go on dates with her or try to like impress her, like I'd always be wondering like if she's comparing me to Jathan.
But isn't
And
that
it's
true
weirder
for,
because I know him. So like I would like
I guess I
don't know,
I
it's
feel
just-
like I
it's
feel
just
like that's
weird.
true for anybody. Anytime I meet
well, yeah, but if you
someone's
don't
ex,
if
it's
you don't
always
know
like,
them
oh,
or you're
man.
not close to them, it doesn't matter as much.
I guess
Like if
I
you
don't
never see this guy, it doesn't affect your life how he acted.
see. I guess the big thing too is like I don't play that game. Okay, we do not talk about like when I'm dating someone. It's like just don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Oh yeah, they might not tell you, but like they might just be doing it.
No.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, no, I mean like don't tell me about your past and who you dated and what they were like. It's like I don't want to know. I never want to know that.
But you do know. He's Jathan.
No.
He's your friend.
I'm changing the topic a little bit.
Okay.
I'm saying like past relationships and any of that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I don't like talking about it. I don't like hearing about it. I don't like knowing about it. It's usually best if I just don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just, yeah.
Sometimes like it's important. Sometimes like things happen and like it's like part of their like story, and eventually you'll know where you got to know. But it's
I
always
just
weird.
don't- Oh, it makes me mad. I don't like knowing it.
Yeah,
Just,
I don't like it.
I don't know. It shouldn't make me mad because we all have like exes and we all have had issues. But it's just like no,
Yeah.
I don't like. I just don't.
Well,
like
no one wants to think about like the person that they like being with somebody else. So it's always weird
Yeah.
to talk about it. Like I
Yeah,
remember
it's-
talking about it with this girl I was dating, and she was like, "Is this weird?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." But like, if you need to talk about it, we can.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Nope.
So did I change? Did I get you to change your answer? Sometimes. What?
I guess it depends. It depends on like a lot of things. If it's someone that I'm not that close to, then yeah. But if it's like my bros, I don't think I could do it. I think it would feel too
yeah,
weird.
yeah. Well, you know which one I think would be even weirder is to date a girl and then date her sister.
That's messed up.
That's
That's like
kinda
I was
weird.
saying on the last podcast. Like once you date a girl, like you can't date her friends. Like that whole like realm of women is closed off to you forever.
I mean, I feel
Like-
like for me, I feel like you could, but yeah,
if they're
you're
just
most
random, like it depends on the level of friendship. If they're just like girls that she
I
knows
don't know, that's
in
so
life,
weird.
That's one thing. But dude, like it's
All
not
these rules.
it's not like a rule. It's just like it'll be bad. Like it's not
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
to
I
like
mean,
eat something off the ground. But it's probably not a good idea. Like there could be bad things on it.
I
It's not
love
like,
this. It's like, hey, Luke, dating a girl's sister is like eating something off the ground. You can't.
Yeah, basically.
It's a bad idea.
It's a risk. You might get sick.
That
you might
I think
die.
I would. That would be weirder to me if it was like I was dating a girl and I was dating her sister. That more so than like, oh yeah, my friend dated her and now I'm dating her.
That is weirder. Yes,
The sister is weirder.
the sister thing is weirder because then you're
It just
still
would be-
seeing.
It would just be
the other girl.
odd. Just be like, that's your sister.
What if like you met a girl and then like you're like, oh, she's so awesome, and then you meet her sister and she's more of what the other girl is. You're like, oh, she's the epitome of this other girl. Now what do I do?
Wait. You go back.
Like you,
So you're
like
saying
you
if
meet a girl and she's amazing, and then her sister is just a more version of her.
Oh no,
That'd be crazy.
that's
And then
horrible.
you're stuck with the
That's
lesser.
that situation makes me sad thinking about it. You know, it's like, oh no. I've had that situation similar to that where I was kind of like
What?
not really interested in the girl, so like we never dated.
Uh-huh.
But then I met her sister. It was like, oh crap, like her sister's really cool. You know, and so
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
you can never date her sister now. Did you kind of
Well,
date the other girl?
no.
Okay.
I mean, I
then-
could have, but basically I met them like they don't live near me or anything. So
Gotcha.
but you know, just kind of interesting. Where I would feel so bad though, because like this girl was kind of interested in me, and
Mhm.
we just never dated because we weren't really compatible. But then I
Yeah.
liked her sister, and so then I was like, well, crap, because she liked me, now I can't.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know she messed it up. Way to go, woman. Not I wouldn't have dated that other girl anyway, but I just noticed it as a thing.
Yeah, life's crazy. Dating is crazy. I don't really date a whole lot though. Like I don't really. I've had like 3 serious girlfriends.
That's
And,
more
like,
than most people.
Yeah, but like even
lot of
those
people are-
were.
I feel like most people have had one serious at our
Yeah,
age.
but a lot of
have
people
had one
date
serious
more.
relationship.
Like most of my friends have had more girlfriends than I have had.
Right.
Each for like longer. Also, I didn't really start dating until I was like 19. I dated some girls in high school, but I don't really count that because, like I said, it was like awkward, like just standing around relationships.
It's so funny to think back to like high school when it was so stupid. It's
Yeah.
for the most part, it's just like, yeah, we just kind of stand next to each other and then we look at each other. That's it.
I was
Then we
like,
get really embarrassed.
yeah, basically. I was kind of weird in high school. Like I was a dork, but I was also kind of cool because I skateboarded and played guitar. But I was also just kind of like awkward.
Mhm.
But like sometimes, like when you're like some people can pull off their awkwardness and it like works for them. Like
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends and stuff, but like really, I guess preppy kids and really cool kids thought I was like a nerd or something. So I got
Did
girls,
you-
but I also didn't. It was really strange.
So when you were in high school, did you think you were cool?
I thought what I think now. Like I knew that I was cool to some people, and that some people thought I was lame.
So there was people that you knew were like outside of your league type
Yeah,
thing.
but I
Like,
also
oh,
knew that I
they're
liked
cool.
myself better than those people. Like I didn't want to be like those people. I knew that they were lame.
Oh, I thought you meant like I liked me more than they liked me, so we're good.
I liked me more than I liked them. Like they were not people I wanted to be like, but they were popular, and I was kind of bummed that I wasn't like in their group.
Mhm.
But it was okay.
I'm trying to like. It's weird too because I know that when I was growing up, it was so like, well, for one, I thought like adults were a thing, like the adults who know everything, or like
Yeah.
or like the people that make things type thing, like these are the people that build
Yeah.
TVs, or like
Well,
these
they
are
need to start
the
making
peop-
TVs better.
like or like there's just like these adult super people that just know everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, as you get older, you kind of learn that, not a whole lot changes as you get older. You just
Yeah.
kinda
One
get,
day you're like, wait, I'm the adult.
I feel like
we
you
are
just
the
like
adults.
you don't change a whole lot. You just like suppress things and like figure out how to, it's like, I have, everyone has their weaknesses and their problems. And I feel like as you get older, you just get better at like fixing those problems, or like dealing with those problems.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just wait, I thought there was adults, and then I thought there were so many cool people, and now I look at every high schooler ever as an adult, and it's like, wow, you're all nerds. None of you are cool. None of you. It's like there's not groups. It's just like you are all a collective nerd.
As a collective nerd. That's
guys
a
are-
funny thing, dude. Like you look back, like I remember like thinking that emo kids were really cool, and like I was like not really emo. I was kind of like a punk rock skater dude. Like I wore a lot of black and I had long hair, but I didn't like straighten my hair, or wear makeup, or like paint my nails or anything. I remember like kind of being jealous of those kids because they were pretty cool. And I look back and I'm just like, dude, those kids are super lame. Like, those guys were like mega gay. Like it was not cool at all. They were wearing like cat ears and like saying "rar."
Oh no! Ow!
Yeah,
that hurts to think about.
Right? Like some
I feel
things
like
are
the
classic
cooler.
and cool.
Have you ever thought of like the cooler you are at a certain time, the more nerdy or more stupid you'll look in the future? Like the people who are the most.
Like some things are classic. But yeah, like most of like the fads that were really popular for a little bit
things.
are just
No,
stupid.
I think like things that are like the coolest. The cooler they were before, the less cool they are later. So, for example,
because it becomes cliche.
I don't know. It's just weird. Like, what's an example? Like, okay, so if I'm wearing like black skater shoes in 2000, not really cool, not really uncool. They're just there. Right?
Yeah.
And then in the future, you look back and you're like, not really uncool, not really cool. They're just shoes.
Okay, just
but like,
shoes.
but if it's like, oh, I'm gonna wear cat ears and paint my nails black, and it's like, whoa, that's so cool. Not that I thought that was cool at the time, FYI. Cool. But some people are like, that's so cool. And then in the future, it's like, what? Really?
Yeah, super lame.
This is so, or like. What's something that's like really old that people used to do, like in the 60s
Mullets.
or 70s? Yeah, like a mullet. A mullet was probably like most people don't have mullets, but people that have mullets are super cool. Then all of a sudden they died so hard, you know?
How do some things like look cool? Because like I think almost anybody now can look at the mullet and all agree like that's not a good hairstyle. That's not a good life decision for you to make for yourself. But like. Tons of people had them, and it was a popular thing. Like the cool people had mullets and they had mustaches. I don't understand. I see people. I saw a kid at Walmart like a couple months ago with a straight up mullet, and he was like 14. Like, why does he have a? And it wasn't
Sounds
just
like a degenerate to me. Do you have a baseball bat or something?
No, just some kid with like
hitting
cookies
mailboxes
in his hand and like cupcakes, but like it wasn't just like he had shorter hair in the front, longer hair in the back, like a normal like haircut. It was just like that was just tapered off or whatever. Like he had like basically straight across bangs, and then it's like it was like a bowl cut, but like the back of it was long.
Oh, that's so
I was
weird.
just like, why would you do that? Like, what kind of parents do you have?
No, it's like you don't go to the kid and say, "Why would you do that?" You go to the parents, "Why would you do this?
What is wrong with you?
Why would you let him do
child?
this?" You just walk up to him. Do you hate your child? There was oh shoot! I just had a train of thought. Or my train left. I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Was it about hair? Cool people?
Oh yeah. Okay. So when I was like 17, 18, that age, I was like, I'm a man now. I'm an adult. And now like 18-year-olds look like babies.
I know,
They're
right?
like children. It's so weird. I saw when I was a freshman in college, I was like, I'm in college. I'm in college. And now I see freshmen in college and it's just like, you're a child. They look young. They look like high schoolers to me.
Well, the weird thing is when you see someone who's in high school and they look like the same age as you, and you're like, what the heck? Like, what was I doing wrong? I did not eat enough chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah, really. Or it's like, you didn't drink enough milk.
I definitely drank enough milk.
Growing up?
I drank tons of milk. Like,
yeah, I did too.
I'm kind of known. I was known for a while as a person who drinks a lot of milk. Like, it's a part of my life like that.
The milkman. Yeah,
like
I know some people think it's disgusting when you drink milk.
Yeah, someone was telling me that the other day. Like, milk is so good. It doesn't really taste like anything. It's not disgusting. It's just like thicker water.
And it's refreshing too.
It
it's
is.
Like, actually, no, we were talking about cool things, and I had a thought on that one. So,
milk is so cool.
I wonder what is the psychology, like the biology and psychology of things being cool, and things being uncool. Like, why is that an instinct? Why do we flock to, like as humans? Why do we move towards certain things and exclude other things? Like, those pants are cool. Those pants aren't cool. Why?
I thought about this before. Like, I feel like what makes something cool is like if it's unique, but then eventually like the unique thing becomes like the popular thing, and then it's not cool anymore. So it either stays.
But I mean, I could just.
It always either stays in style or it fizzles out.
Yeah, but I could just, put like I could take a soup bowl and put it on my head and be like, look at my unique hat. But it's
true.
not cool. Why is that not cool?
I don't know. Well, it depends on what you're talking about, like fashion, music.
I know
art.
that like it
That's all
becomes.
different. They all have their own rules.
I think that you're right in the sense that cool things become uncool when they get oversaturated.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like, oh, you're just trying to be cool like those people who were actually cool.
Mhm.
Oh, you're not cool.
Like, have you seen the Supreme shirts? I think they're Supreme.
Yeah, I don't get that. It's just a
Yeah,
white
and they're
shirt with like a red block that says Supreme in it.
Yeah, aren't they like? Let me see. 1994, New York City, and these shirts are. Wait, what? Where's the basic one?
They've evolved
This
past that
website-
already.
This website's stupid. This website looks horrible.
Is that the Supreme like website? Is it called Supreme New York? Is that the website for the?
Yeah, this is
thing?
terrible.
I just see like the word Supreme, and then there's like news, fall, winter preview.
This is the worst. Okay, if anyone wants to understand what I'm talking about, go to supremenewyork.com. This is trash. I'm leaving.
I think it's
trying to figure out-
I think it's made to only be looked at on a phone.
There is a New York store. There is a Brooklyn store. All right. An LA store, a London store, a Paris store, and a Tokyo store. Or Japan. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's 3 Tokyo. Oh, whatever. This is so stupid. How in the world can stuff like this get popular? But how much are they? I want to know how much these shirts are, because aren't they super expensive?
That's what I hear. I've never even thought about it. I don't buy clothes that cost more than $20 usually.
Yeah, this T-shirt is $450.
What?
This T-shirt is $3,000. This better not. Look, I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know. It might. Maybe this is a special edition one. I don't know what I'm talking about. But like, look at this.
I mean, no T-shirt should be more than like $30. What
That's
the
right.
heck?
Hold up. Where is?
Louis Vuitton crew neck.
Here's eBay, Etsy.
It's like a Gildan sweater.
Why is their website such trash?
$3,000 for Supreme Louis Vuitton crew neck shirt.
This
That
is stupid.
is retarded.
This is stupid. What in the world? Yeah,
Life, man. Anyway, so cool things. So I don't know what makes that cool, but like, I don't know, cause like, all right, some things are cool just because they're expensive, and it makes you fools you into thinking that they're cool. Like Beats headphones. Beats headphones are not like they're relatively not that good. Like they're not like terrible headphones, but they're not
I
as
actually
good
don't
as
like Beats that much.
they're not as good as headphones that are in their price range. In fact, they are like several price ranges down.
Yeah, the Beats, it's about the style a lot.
Exactly.
You're paying for the style.
Like if you got your kid like the best like quality headphones ever, and they were probably pretty expensive also.
Do
but you
you
didn't get
think?
in Beats, it wouldn't be as cool. They wouldn't be as stoked about it.
Do you think that has something to do with certain people doing things and then people wanting to imitate what cool or successful people do? So, for example, it's like, wait, so-and-so successful so-and-so wears these shoes. And I want to do things that so-and-so successful, cool, whatever his name is, does.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I want
definitely.
those shoes. You know, and so like, I wonder if it's human nature to track or like, kind of like monitor everyone else, and then the people that are successful or cool or whatever, people want to do what they do because it's like, well, whatever they're doing is working because they're successful, you know, or something.
I think so too. But it's also like it's natural to like emulate people you look up to, like your parents or like role model or athletes, because you like feel like a bond with them. Like maybe it's like a pack thing. But I think you're also right that like you want to emulate people that you think are successful because you think it'll make you more like them. Like
Right.
Axe body spray. Like in commercials, they always show a guy getting tons of girls, and you're like subconsciously like, dude, if I get this Axe body spray, all the girls will want to smell me, which is not true, by the way.
I think that I am. Yeah. Screw.
So
Axe,
young dudes
stupid
now.
trash.
Get Old Spice. Girls love the smell of Old Spice. I wear Old Spice, and girls always say it smells good. Anyway,
I knew a girl who didn't like Old Spice because she wore Old Spice, and so it made it seem feminine to her.
that's
like,
her fault.
What? You
That's
clogged
girly
up the
because
system.
I'm manly.
What am I gonna wear? Flowers? You know, it's like
Was there another brand option? Could you wear Old Spice?
what? Well, I didn't care, but she just said she wore Old Spice, and so then she's like, so when I smell it, it makes me think of like me. You know, it's weird.
I guess that makes sense.
It is weird how like smells work, because I know like people have like specific smells. You know, Like girls.
Like their bodies have smells, or they have like scents that they usually choose.
Yeah, like I just like there was one girl that I liked for a really long time, and I dated her for quite a while, and like she wore Burt's Bees chapstick a lot, and so obviously if I'm close to where she's wearing Burt's Bees chapstick, means I'm probably, making out with her or something. And
Yeah, so you associate the smell with like a good.
yeah. So
experience.
now when I smell Burt's Bees chapstick, it kind of makes me think about that because it's like a scent,
Yeah, that's something weird too. Like how you associate. That's like a whole. I can get kind of weird. But anyway, like yeah, no, you totally associate like things with people, and that makes you think it's cool or less cool.
There's things where like I've been driving to certain places, and I had a thought while driving there that has nothing to do with anything. So it's like, oh, one friend of mine, like I think a story they told or something, for no reason, and I just happened to think about it on a turn, like on my daily drive.
Oh, and then next time you
now
turn there, you think about that
every
thing.
single time I hit that turn, I go, oh, I was thinking about that thing that one time. Oh yeah, that thing, and so I always remember it because of that drive.
Yeah, I do that all
Always.
the time. Like I remember I don't remember what it was now, but I remember being in church when I was a little kid, and they gave us each gave us like a house key to like remember something. But I remember looking at the key while listening to the guy talk. So then for like the next like 10 years, whenever I looked at a house key, I always thought of what he said. I don't remember it now though. But it works.
That's so
Like,
weird.
You totally associate things with that. And I think like I do it
It's
a lot
like it's
with
like
smells,
the
too.
game. It's like the game.
You just
By the
lost
way, everyone
game.
everyone just lost. I haven't lost a game in a long time, and it's funny because I had a friend, and like they'd be like sitting on like they were all lying down on their back like looking up at the stars, and then one of the other girls goes, "Damn it!" And they're like, "What?" And she's like, "I just thought of the game," and I was like, "Dude, you just brought us all down with you. Now I can never look at the stars again ever."
That's the rule though. As soon as you lose, you gotta tell everybody around you that you lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's no fun. I love it. I love that nobody ever wins it. Everyone just loses.
Well, apparently you can win if you beat the Pope. That's what I've heard.
What?
Yeah, if you beat the Pope,
What?
then you win the game.
Like beat him up?
No, you have to beat him at the game somehow. I don't know how
What?
it works.
So you need to get the Pope to say the game.
I guess no, but you have
The-
to not be thinking of the game.
The Pope.
The Pope, Pope Francis, or whoever is the current Pope in your generation. If you're listening in the future.
What?
Yeah.
What? What? I've never heard that.
I heard. Let me Google it again. I heard that for sure, but let me see if it's
It's like
still
all of a
the official
sudden
rule.
confidence is like, oh, I don't know.
The
man,
game.
hold on. But like
Keep
they
up.
kept talking about like whenever anything would happen, it'd be like, no. Now every time I see this, I'm gonna think about the game. It's like I see grass.
Well, the game's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, nobody talks about it anymore. I once saw like this table and it just had dust all over it, and someone had written the game in the dust. Just brought the whole world down. Savage monster.
There are strategies. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page of it. There's, like,
Strategies.
strategies and
Strategies.
there are references.
That's so,
There are like 25 references from which they got info on the game.
What's it? What's some of the stuff it says?
References or like some of the info.
It's like the article is just like you lost. That's it. That
There is
better
a
be
sign
in
that
the
says
article.
There's a sign that says I lost the game, like the image that comes with it. But the three commonly reported rules of the game is: one, everyone in the world is playing the game. Sometimes narrowed to everybody who knows about the game is playing the game.
That's so funny.
Or alternatively, you're always playing the game. A person
It's
cannot
like
choose to play the game.
first rule: everyone's playing. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are.
It does not
Everyone's
require consent to play, and no one can ever stop playing. 2, when everyone thinks about the game, one loses. 3, losses must be announced. This can be verbally with a phrase such as "I just lost a game," or in any other way. For example, via Facebook. Some people may have signals or expressions that remind others of the game.
Yeah, what if someone like smiled, and then it was like the game? No. So then anytime anyone smiles, it's always like, no, I lost. Like you're with a girl or something. You're having a really romantic moment, and then
Dang
she
it.
smiles at you.
What's wrong? I just lost.
I just
What
lost
did
the
you lose?
game.
I just lost the game.
You're really. He's like, thanks, honey. Thanks. I just lost the game now. Wait, why? Don't worry about it.
I want a divorce.
Fine. I'm trying to think of like he says something and then eventually she smiles again. He's like cheering up. She smiles again. No.
I wonder if we're dating ourselves with this conversation.
Talking about the
Like-
game?
Yeah, because that's like from 2008 or something.
Yeah, it is. It's really old.
It's so weird thinking about how old we are now. I feel like this is just like a downer podcast. Like, oh, would you date your friend's girlfriend? No, that'd be weird. It's sad. Oh, yeah, we used to be cool, but now we're not. Oh, I feel like I'm cooler now than I ever was. But dude, like,
I think I'm the coolest I've ever been.
I think so. About myself, I don't know how cool you were in the past, but I was thinking about this the other day. So I volunteered with like a youth group for a long time, and I remember like I realized I was getting old. I'm 24 now, and I was like, I'm older than this kid, than the difference between our ages. Like if you subtract her age from my age, I'm still older than that number.
Wait.
Like she was like 11. I was 23. Like I was older.
So you mean if you subtract 11 from 23?
I have 12, which is more years than she's been alive. And she's like a fully
okay. So you're saying
human being.
You're older. What are you saying?
I'm older than I'm older than
when she was
than them,
no. Here's
they
what
are old.
when she was born, you were older than she is now.
Yeah, like I'm already like I'm older than the difference between our ages, which is just like that's officially when I realized I was old.
Yeah, a lot of
Because
people
like
say
before you're like within like 7 years of a younger person, but now I'm like more than their whole life, and they're like old enough to like bands and like do things on their own. Weird.
I've heard so many stories of people saying like they when they found out they were an adult for real, like when they found out it was like some kid or something's messing around, and then the parent like grabs the kid's like, stop it, you're bothering that man. You're like, oh, man, I am a man.
That's when I
I've
knew.
struck fear into children.
Like, so when did you know in your band? Oh yeah, my dad he told me like I'm a man of the house and stuff. Like, oh, this random lady was scared of me, and she's like, look at that man. Oh my gosh.
Wait,
And I
what?
knew I was a man.
Look at that man.
Strange man. I still don't feel like I'm really an adult yet.
Yeah, well, it's weird when I think about it. It's like I pay my own bills. I live in my own place. I go to work every day. I like ride the bus. I like go into a building, and it's like, man, this is it. This is like, I'm there. This is what adults do. And like,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of, it feels so casual, but it's like, this is really it.
But it's like there are adults and they're like real adults. Like there are like people who seem more adult
Fake adults.
than other
That's true.
adults. Like I don't think I'm a real adult. Like I'm an adult. Like I pay my own bills. I'm old. I have a beard. I have all the physical requirements of being an adult. I'm mature. I'm responsible. I take care of my stuff. But I feel like even people like look at me as like a young guy, even if they're like around the same age as me, but they're more quote unquote adult than I am.
Interesting.
It's
I know
weird.
that a lot of people think I'm older than I am.
Hmm.
Like people think I'm like 30. But I'm
By the
getting
beard.
there. I'm getting there. It's
Yeah,
over the
you
hill,
don't-
man. This is the saddest podcast we've ever done.
I was
It's
talking to
just
my
like-
friend a few months ago, and I was like, dude, we're almost 30. He's like, no, we're not. We're 24. Like, you're not almost 30 till you're like 26. And I was like, dude, we're almost 26. Like, it's happening.
No, I do that all the time where I'm like, all right, so I need to be there 5 minutes early. No, here's what I do. Here's what I do. I'm like, all right, 100, 50 is halfway to 100, and like 45 is like really close to 50, and like if I wait 10 years, then I'll be 45, and like it's just like, oh man,
I'm
so
already
close
almost
to
100.
I do that with a lot of stuff. Where I like keep adding to it. It's like, well, wait a second. Okay, hold on. I basically said that thing way over there is really close to me because if I just walk all the way over to it, then it's right there.
Because I'm almost halfway there. So I'm basically already there. I'm almost there.
Would you say that you're halfway there?
Whoa.
I didn't know if you were gonna get it.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah, I don't know. This is depressing. Just talking about
Existentialism, man.
I know.
I remember. Do you
Don't
remember?
let it
I
set in.
remember thinking when I was like a teenager, I was like, dude, when I'm 18 and I'm like an adult, I'm gonna move out and like do my own things. Like my parents are great; they weren't bad, but like I just really wanted to move out. I wanted to be independent.
Yeah.
And like I turned 18, I was like in college and stuff. It's like, okay, well when I'm in college, so it's fine. So when I'm 22, that's when I'm a real adult. And I did move out when I was 22. And then I
Right.
moved back later for some random reasons. My roommate, like he had to move back home and stuff. But then I was like 22 and I was like, all right, when I'm like, well, I actually 22 was like, all right, this is real adult time. Like I have to be doing real adult things. But then I was like, okay, I guess 24. Now I'm a real adult. It's like I always feel like the number gets pushed back.
Yeah, and it's also funny how quick that stuff sneaks up on you. And that's the hard part about I've had so many conversations in the last like year about life in your 20s and how it sucks. It doesn't really suck, but like it's a lot to deal with. You know, there's a lot you're learning about, and a lot of decisions you're kind of making in your 20s, and so we're all kind of like in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat.
Hey. So, but it's like the 20s are rough because it's this is where everything is like, crap. Well, I guess if I'm gonna do it, now's the time. You know, so it's like, all right, I'll start exercising more regularly, or I'll eat healthy, or I'll make more home cooked meals, or I will clean my room more, or make my bed more, or you know, like all these
Basically
things.
everything
it's always
mom's
like
been telling you to do your whole life.
yeah,
You're
well,
like,
yeah,
maybe I should start listening to her.
or even more like serious stuff than that. But it is kind of like, oh crap, I'm 25. I guess like, all right, I guess I got to do this thing. Kind of like when an exam sneaks up on you and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I got to study now. Like this is it. The exam's coming. This is it.
Yeah, if I don't, I'll be ready and I'll fail, and then that would suck. But one thing I do think of, so I'm always like in my mind like 30 or 40 is basically the end of life to me. Like I feel like if I don't do everything I want to do by then it's too late. But if you think about it, if you live a normal lifespan, if you don't get murdered, basically, you probably live to be around 80. And like if you think about it, like
that's
80,
the only way people die early is if you're murdered.
if you're not murdered or if you don't get cancer or something, but like you'll probably be to be 60 or 80. Like that's 3 or 4 of your lifetimes already. Mm-hmm. So if you think about it, you have plenty of time. All you have to do is just not become lame. Like that's what makes people sad. Seriously, like parents are awesome. Like we would not be here if it wasn't for parents. We would not be the men we are right now if parents didn't raise us and like sacrifice their lives for us, basically.
Right.
But you don't have to be lame. Like a lot of people, they're like, I was watching Master of None with Aziz Ansari, and he was dating this girl. Great show. Check it out, guys. But he was dating this girl, and like it's like one episode where they go through like their whole relationship for like a year. Basically, they start out really in love, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, like I want to do all these exciting things, but like now I have to settle down and stuff. We should just break up so we can both like do these exciting things. But it's like you don't have to like give up one thing for another. Like you can have a family and like have a normal life, have a sweet job, but still have fun with it.
Right.
Like
I
once
have
you
heard
turn
that,
30
like,
or 40, you don't have to like become like a dad and like care.
Well,
I
I have heard that once you have kids, it's really hard to invest in your own hobbies when you have kids.
It is.
But I know that I think there's a lot of fulfillment in having a kid because it makes your life not about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually I kind of have this joke that I do at work where I talk about being a millennial and like my generation and stuff. Because I have some of the tendencies. I'm like, I just want to travel, man, and like I just want to like money's not that important, man. Like that's that's our whole thing. But I also feel like a lot of people, and I'm included in this, are kind of selfish. Where it's like, I mostly just care about me. Because I really do. Like most of the decisions I make are just about me.
I mean, that's all you have to worry about is you. Like you don't have anybody depending on you.
It's so. Like that doesn't mean that I don't care about other people and I don't help other people out, but it means my life is about me.
Right.
And so when you have kids, it's like, oh, my life is not about me now. My life is about them. And I think that changes you a lot. And I think a lot of people aren't doing that. I think and I've said this on the podcast before. I think a lot of people are going to be hitting 35 or older and they're going to be like, oh crap, I never had kids and I don't know what else to do with my life right now. Mm-hmm. And I really do think that's going to happen. And they're going to be a lot of sad people.
Yeah. But I think like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be like that. Like 30 is not like this magic cutoff where like now everything sucks. You can still have an awesome life and like start new things. But just everybody thinks that you can't.
Yeah, I don't think like once you hit 30, it's like,
a lot of people would feel that way. I feel that way subconsciously all the time.
I feel that way a little bit because I feel like once you hit 30, that's when your body starts to change again and you either have kids or you don't. Mm-hmm. And so if you have kids, your life becomes a lot more about your kids. And if you're a woman, that's when you're like, uh-oh, you might not have kids if you don't get married soon.
Right.
So there's kind of a timer that women kind of have to deal with.
That's an interesting thing. I've heard from some places that like like they're really, you can have kids as late as you want as a mother. Like there's not really like that like time clock people talk about only affects like 7% or 2% of women or something. Like my mom had my sister when she was 40, and my sister is fine. She's annoying, but like she's like mentally fine. She doesn't get any like mental problems or anything like that. And I know the people who have parents that old. And
I don't really know much about it, honestly. I haven't really.
I haven't done a lot of research into it, but like, you know, it's not that bad. Like being old. So like my plan, when I realized that I was old, I'll finish this. Sorry, I'll tell you. Like when I realized that like life is long, I was like, dude, like every 20 years I can just switch my life. So like, I lived the past 20 years. I was a kid and I was a college student and like I like was in some bands and stuff. And then I figured for the next 20 years I'll keep pursuing music and like do what I want and travel and stuff. And then after that, like when I'm 40, maybe I can start raising a family. I don't know. Not like ladies are not gonna wait that long. If you want to raise a family now, it's fine. But like, you know, and then like when I'm 60, I want to run for president. If you think about it, you have tons of time. Like I could like, you know, I could be a musician for 20 years. And when I'm 40 or 50, start going to school for like political science and start getting involved in politics. Like 10 years is enough time to like build a reputation as a politician. And then I can just run for president. Like Donald Trump is 70 and he ran for president. Like I could be 60.
I feel like that's such a stupid move. Cause it's like you don't have that many years left, and like you're gonna waste them being president. I feel like being president is not fun.
Probably not, but like, you know, you can do things whatever you want. Like you don't have to just be lame after you're 40 and just like maintain.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that.
And like,
I think that like
oh sorry, go ahead. I've been talking a lot.
No, you go ahead and say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say like the biggest thing. This sounds really like silly, but like it sounds unrelated. But fitness is really important. Like there are old people who are like climbing Mount Everest right now, and who like have awesome lives, traveling the world, like enjoying things, like learning new things, like learning instruments, like teaching classes, like they have a great life. And it's like if the healthier you are, the more you can do. Like the reason why a lot of people they have sucky lives when they're old is because they physically can't go anywhere. Like they didn't take care of themselves mentally or physically, so they can't either can't think for themselves or they can't wipe themselves.
There was someone that was saying there's a very strong correlation to the amount of time people live and how strong their legs are. Because if you think about it, once you start getting older and you don't have strong legs, there gets a point where you can't stand up very well.
True.
You know, you can't like get up. And once you can't get up, oh boy, well now what are you gonna do?
Don't skip leg day.
You'll just
die.
That's true. That's right. If you skip leg day once, you'll die. Because you'll just need that one leg day would give you just enough strength to be able to get up that one time. Yep. So there you go. It's like one less leg day is one less day that you get to that when you're old.
I wonder how many days like each leg day adds to your life.
I don't know. That's always interesting, like those things where it's like, if you eat one thing of whatever, 4 hours of your life are gone.
I think that's a lot of that's kind of bullcrap, but it's also really funny because like it's stuff that everybody eats. They're like, oh, like this brownie is worth like 3 days of my life.
It's like an exchange. Here you go.
Yeah, that is weird though. Imagine if like you actually like
Grim Reaper's just like cutting off days, like all right.
Dude, imagine if you like could know like every decision how like it affects like your lifespan. Like, oh man, if I do this, like I'll probably lose like a year here, like a day here. Like you have like
that would be weird.
Like extra like
that'd be so overwhelming.
Like you could buy
because
things with your life.
every decision you make is gonna have some negative parts to it. Mm-hmm. At least for the most part.
It does. We just don't know. We just don't know how negative or positive. Because it's
like if I go down this path, this one negative thing is gonna happen in 13 years, and then it's like, oh no! But everything I have is gonna have a horrible ending somewhere, or like a horrible part.
Oh. Here's an interesting question.
Horrible.
Okay, if you like, would you want to know when you're gonna die? Like, if you could know the date. Yeah.
Oh man.
I would love to know when I was gonna die. That would make planning my life so much easier.
That was so stupid. The day comes and you're like,
well, like think about it though, because all right. So, for example, when I was in college, I was really scared that the rapture was gonna happen before I finished college, and I was like, I'm gonna like waste all this time going to school. Jesus is gonna come back. I'm gonna be in heaven, and like I've done nothing. All I did was do school my whole life. That would suck. Right. But if I knew, like, so like now I'm out of college. Like the rapture could happen anytime. I don't know. But if I like, you know, you like, I don't like. What if you die?
Because you would literally be in heaven.
Yeah, I know, but like I
You'd
still
be
want to
having,
enjoy
like,
Earth. God
dude,
made
like,
Earth, and it's awesome.
dancing, like with the
Like like if you say you're going on a field trip and they go to Chuck E. Cheese before, and then they go to like Busch Gardens after. Like Busch Gardens is awesome, but like I still want to go to Chuck E. Cheese too. But anyway, so like if
Sorry,
I knew
shut up.
when I was gonna die, that'd make it so much easier because I would know like how much time I can devote to things that, like for how like good it is. Like if I knew I was gonna die in 10 years, I wouldn't spend tons of time saving money for my whole life. You know, I would not save for retirement.
That's true. That's why I do save for retirement, but I also am like, I'm gonna spend this money too, because here's what could happen. Well, one, I don't have kids that are looking after me, and you know, I think it's important to save, and you should be careful to make sure that you save. But I also am like, dude, I could literally save all this money and then just die. And so I didn't do anything, and I just died. And so it's like I'd rather use some of this money to like go on a trip, or like buy some things that I would like to have, and use your money, go out to eat with people, like use your money to be with people.
Yeah.
And like, so I said this to somebody once. It's not my quote. It's from someone quoted it to me. Nobody's ever on their deathbed like, oh man, I wish I bought that Ferrari. It's like people are on their deathbed saying like, I wish I had spent more time with my kids, or I wish I had hung out with my family more, or told so and so I loved them more often. You know, like that's what people think. And so I think that it's important to say use money instead of like just storing all your money away, being like, I can buy a big house with this one day. It's like, why don't you use a part of that to live life socially with people?
Yeah, because investing in your life now like pays off in your future.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about money. That's kind of the place I'm at. Like, I guess that classic millennial thing you were talking about before. It's like I definitely value my time more than my money right now. Like,
yeah,
I have enough money to live. I have like money and savings and stuff, but like I don't have like enough money to like go out and buy a house right now or like whatever. But
right.
I also have the time and enough money to do like exciting things that I want. I can travel whenever I want to travel. Like the way my job is set up, I can like go at any time, anywhere that I want to be. You know, like my life is like great with potential to do whatever I want. But if I was just like worried about saving for the future all the time, I would have a sucky time now. Plus, most people are preparing for when they're old and can't do anything anyway.
That's
what's
they don't
do squats.
So annoying about it, because it's like, yeah, really, because they save all that money and then they skip leg day.
Yep.
I think that like, I don't know. I try to balance it out because I want to. It's a losing. You're young. You have no money, but you have time and energy. Then you're a certain age and you got money and energy, but no time. Then you're old. It's like you got all this time, but all this money and no energy. And it's like, well, that's just a losing situation. How can I make that not happen? And I'm still trying to figure it out. But I just think that that's kind of a stupid. It's presented as like, yeah, that's just how life is. It's like, but why though? Can I like figure out a way to not do that? Because that seems really stupid.
That's what I think.
Unproductive.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like I don't want to have a lame life, man. Like I don't want to get old. Like think about it. Most of your life is you being old. Like if you live to be 80, most of that time is after you were 40 or 30.
Well, yeah, that's true. And also it was more conscious time, because like the first like 15 years you're just like a nothing.
Yep.
You know, like what I was thinking about this too. Like it feels like time is going really quickly until I think, wait, 7 years ago I was 18. Oh man, do you remember being 18? That was so long ago. So much has happened. Like, oh man, it's like books and books and books and series of books of things have happened since I was 18. Like I've changed so much since I was 18. That was only 7 years.
Yep. I know, it's weird.
Yeah. But then it's also like, oh man, it's going. I'm gonna be 26 on now. This is horrible.
It's also weird. Like I feel like last spring was like not that long ago. Like last year felt really short to me. But also last year was a very busy year for me.
That's scary. I think this is what people always say, and I think it's trash. They're like, oh no, life seems faster now because when you were younger, you only had 1 year, so it seemed like forever, and it's a larger percentage of your life is still coming, and like now you have more years, so the percentage has gone. No, that's not why.
Well, that's not why, but that is something that's interesting, though.
I think it's because you're a kid, and like you just have a shorter attention span.
Well, think about it, when you're a kid, if you wait for a year, that literally is like one of the longest time periods you've ever experienced when you're a kid.
Yeah, but it's also like when I was a kid, I wasn't productive as much. So like right now, time flies by because I'm just working a lot more and doing more stuff. And so things go quickly. But when I'm bored and I'm not doing anything, time goes so slow.
Yeah, that's true. I think the reason why time feels that way, like when you're super busy, is because you never get to sit down and do like what you want. So you feel like you never actually live in those times. And it feels like you just skipped it. Like the past couple weeks, like this week in particular, like I'm like mad busy. Like Monday, my friend had to get surgery, and I was like at the hospital with him all day. And I did some work, but I was just doing that one thing all day.
Is he all right?
He's good. He got his tonsils removed. It was a success. He just has to like rest. Okay. And Tuesday, I was watching the same friend because he like couldn't be by himself for a while to make sure he didn't like die. And like I did some work and like worked on some music and stuff.
I have one job.
But then like
help
today,
this guy survive.
Today I had to work in the morning, and then I had to work at night for my church, just like doing rehearsal. Then tomorrow I have to work in the morning, and then I have rehearsal tomorrow night, and then Friday I have to work in the morning, and then I have a gig Friday night, and then Saturday I have to go set up some sound system for a church thing, and then I'm gonna go play for a different church. And then Sunday I'm playing for my church, and it's like every day like I have like thing after thing after thing after thing. And like I don't have time to like go to the gym or just like chill and like watch movies or like whatever. So like it feels like no time. It feels like I had no time like in that space, because like
I had
I
during
don't
this
do what
like,
I want.
Right, and I know that like I like it more when I'm busy, but this like when I was working on this short film, oh man, I pushed it too much. Like I think I don't remember if I said this on the podcast or off the podcast, but it was like I had to take a day and just sit and like. Okay, calm down, because you're. I was just like overwhelming myself with the amount of stuff that I was trying to do, because it was like work for 40 hours, and then film all day Saturday and Sunday, which is like really stressful. I'm like juggling stuff. I'm telling people what to do. I'm directing, filming, thinking ahead, planning, scheduling, like all this all at once for 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday, and then continue working. And then I had this podcast, and then I had like a couple other projects I was doing. I was trying to socialize, and it was just like after 3 weeks, it was just like, I can't. Oh man, I gotta stop.
Yeah, it's weird. It's both exciting and it's like really taxing. Like I love I love it when I can be like, I was just in North Carolina the other day, and now I'm like over here doing this, and like I was doing this crazy thing this day. Like it's fun. I like doing the things while I'm in it.
Well, and like this weekend was an example of me doing stuff I enjoyed though. Like this last weekend, I went to like as soon as I finished working Friday, I was like, I want to go shoot something. Let's go to the archery range. So we just went to the archery range, and then I like I came back here. I got food, and then I went to a brewery, and then Saturday morning I got breakfast, and then I went on a hike, and then I came back and I got food, and then Sunday was like the Super Bowl. I like that because it's just like back to back, like just doing stuff. So that was fun. That was a good weekend, but it was like fun stuff. It wasn't like, oh, I'm stressed, I'm thinking, I don't know, and I gotta make these decisions kind of stuff. The
worst thing for me is like figuring out when I'm gonna sleep. So I'm like, I basically go to bed on Sunday night, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to sleep on Saturday. That's pretty much how my life is.
That's true. That is awful. The worst thing in the world is like on a Monday when I like sit down, the first thing I think is like, I don't want to be here right now.
You remember like in the wintertime, so when I was working with Elf, we were like decorating malls for Christmas all over the country, and I would come home for like a couple days at a time. But while I was home, I was usually working like my normal jobs. My roommate was just like, "When do you sleep?" Because he would see me come home, like grab something and then just go. He's like, "I've never seen you sleep since I moved here, dude." I was like, "I don't think I have." But that's okay. Like I'm not the kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who's like, I don't need sleep. Like I know I need sleep. If I don't get like at least like 6 or 7 hours of sleep, I'm exhausted all day. But
and
like,
it's kind of weird for me too, because like I feel like I can't sleep. What am I trying to say? I can do stuff where I don't sleep well, like if I'm tired. But if I do it multiple days in a row, that hurts.
Yeah, it really adds up.
So it's like, okay, I got 6 hours of sleep and I have 18 hours worth of work to do. Let's do it. But when it's like, okay, I got 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, then it's like, oh boy, okay, this is catching up with me. I gotta sleep more because it's just not enough.
Oh yeah,
deep sleep.
Dude, there was a day last week or the week before last where like I was out of town all weekend, and before that I had rehearsals and stuff. I literally slept until 1:30 on Monday.
Awesome.
I stopped at my parents' house to hang out with my sister for her birthday, and I was asleep on the couch. And my dad had the day off too because he was like on a trip that weekend also, and like took the next day off just to like rest. And like every like 2 hours he was coming like, "Hey, are you still asleep?" He'd wake me up to ask me if I was asleep. I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know. I haven't slept." That was
Just
rough.
like, leave me in peace.
Like, I took a nap today.
Will you just let me die?
I used to hate naps, but now I take naps like every other day now.
The best nap for me is when I accidentally nap. Like when I'm like watching something and I kind of like nod off like a dad.
Yeah. That
That's
happened
the
to me
best
the other
sleep.
day. I was watching Cars 3. And then last
bad.
week I was playing at a Catholic church for like their service, and I was sitting
Was
there.
was Cars 3 bad?
I'm sorry? Oh, Cars 3? No, actually it's pretty good. But like I just was so tired. And like I was at my friend's church for like mass that I was helping him like lead music for, and like I was always sitting there and like, you know when you're sitting and you start falling asleep and you like jerk up like, oh, like your body like your head shakes or like your hand like flies up. Like, I was doing that, and like everyone,
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone could see me. It was awful. Like sometimes you just get so
Where
tired.
you're like falling off a building in your dream. Whoa!
And then after that, I had to drive 3 hours to my house, and I wasn't sure if I was sleepy or not. So I was like, well, I guess I'm okay. But
It's
it was
really
crazy.
funny though. It's just like in the dream you're like, whoa!
He's like flinging your arms around.
I know. I've had a few of those like where I jerk away like, oh!
I do that a lot. Whenever if I ever fall asleep like unplanned, I just like jerk awake. I guess my body's like, why am I here to sleep? Ah.
I know we've had certain things where my brother was like asleep and he was like in a bed, like he basically, my friend had an air mattress.
Mhm.
He was like, hey, don't you take that, don't you sleep on that air mattress. And then like my brother just went to sleep on it anyway. So we took the air mattress and pushed it up, so he wasn't supposed to be on there. We pushed it up and rolled him off of it, so he woke up like backwards somersault like, whoa. I think that's a pleasant way to wake up. Okay, we need to wrap up this podcast.
Alrighty. Speaking
It's
of
going to
sleep,
be really quick. Yep, it's going to be really quick plugs too, because
yeah, it's two of us.
so
Yeah.
you got anything to plug?
Yeah. Same as last week, I think. That album Key Centric just came out. KeySentric. It's on SoundCloud. Not SoundCloud. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, whatever. I play guitar on it. It's really cool. We're doing like a album release party this Friday. It's sold out already, but we're gonna do another show soon if you guys want to check it out. It's kind of like disco-y, like gospel-y music, but it has like a modern feel to it. It's pretty cool. And I'm working on some music myself. I just came out with a new song last week called I Know. It's on my SoundCloud. Oh, side note, like mini conversation. Like I'm making more music now, and I'm like doing some solo stuff, and a couple of my friends like want to use my songs for like their projects on YouTube and stuff. And they're like, what do I credit you as? So I'm trying to figure out what my name should be, because like my name on SoundCloud and social media is Michael Demas, like MyKolDimas, which isn't like Demas is my middle name and Michael is my name, but I spelled it weird. But anyway, like, so I'm trying to think of a name for myself. I think I'm just gonna call myself Michael Demas, but spell it correctly. This is already a Michael Knapp, who is
I
a
can't
musician.
ever think of how to spell your name when
Yeah,
on a special way. I'm
it's
like
confusing.
Mike's.
Yeah, exactly. If someone's gonna tell someone my name, like, oh, it's Michael, but so like MY or MIK, something like that. So
Yeah. And
anyway,
then it's like, okay, well, that doesn't help. Yeah, I would just do Demas, like Michael Demas. I think would work well.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, so got that music coming out. Working on YouTube channel stuff. It'll hopefully be out like by the end.
Where's the
of February.
video?
It's halfway done. I haven't had a chance to go back and record stuff yet. Maybe maybe I can do some this weekend. I don't know. Speaking of being busy, I don't know when I can do it, but
Okay.
it's coming out. I'm pretty stoked about it. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Michael Demas, MyKolDimas. But I guess I might change it soon. So if you follow me, you'll be there when it changes. So yeah,
Awesome. Okay. So I was working on my film more. It's making a lot of progress.
I'm stoked about that. By the
it's
way,
all-
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's all in the sound editing. The sound is so complicated and it's taking so much work. Like most of the edit is done. I just need to get the sounds right now. And
Oh.
the sounds are killing me.
I want to ask you some questions. I'm not trying to make it last forever, but this is interesting to me. Like, are you overdubbing all the dialogue, or is the dialogue live?
No. There's a few parts where it's called ADR, which is like automatic dialogue replacement, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically have the actors like repeat the audio and you re-record it. Now, it always, like 99% of the time, looks bad. You can tell it's
Yeah.
not quite right. And it's mostly because we are so good at telling if someone's talking because we know the human face.
Yeah.
So if it's even just a little off, you notice it.
I know those movies,
So-
they'll generally like they'll cut to their face for like a second and then go to like the back of their head, like talking to the
Yeah.
other person or something.
Yeah. So, and there's certain reasons why you don't want to always do that. You can't always do a cut like that because it doesn't make sense. So, ideally, when you're on set, the only audio you really want to get is their voice. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
is gotta be
you put
hard.
in and then you put all the sounds in later. And so I've got their voice mostly, and I'm putting a lot of the sounds back in. Okay, everyone. So Michael's microphone his GarageBand just stopped recording, and his Mac is full. So he's gone. This podcast is over. Thanks for listening, everyone. You can check out my YouTube channel at Luke Roxwold Vlogs. You can tweet at me, Luke Roxwold, and you can tweet at our podcast, WAITSB Podcast. So we're all in the same boat podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone, and outro music.